Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place we ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
Good morning, pleasant good morning. Here we are once again to do our daily devotion, and I want to go to the book of Numbers, chapter 14. What is going on here? It's the report coming back from the spies who went out. But I want us to look at what happens to the two men who believe, because the leaders, they were not in agreement. They thought that the men that they saw there were too big, that they were giants in the land. Of course, the land was a lush, blessed land, as the Lord had said, a land flowing with milk and honey. Right? A land flowing with milk and honey. And so the people saw that land that God wants to give them, but they were watching the giants. They doubted God. And something very important is said here. Let's look at verse 10. Numbers 14 verse 10. It said, but the whole assembly talk about stoning them. This is Joshua and Caleb. They were the two who believe that if God is with them, that everything is going to be fine. The others are the giants and the difficulties. From verse 7 thereabouts. It says, the land we pass through and explore is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us. That's the part I wanted to underline. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land. A land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord. You know, I read this yesterday in church, and I thought about those words that were said, uttered back then. If the Lord is pleased with us. And these people, they were complaining. They were not doing anything other than just complaining against Moses and against God. That's what they were doing. Now, what these people are saying now, the men who were talking, they're saying, if God is pleased with us, and that's supposed to be the aspiration of all of us, that God be pleased with us, that we too get our portion of the land flowing with milk and honey, the blessings of God. You know, too many times I've seen Christians who wander away trying to get support from men. Even Christians, they wander off and they try to get support from men instead of investing in the kingdom of God. We ought to learn to do things that God be pleased with us. These are men who had first-hand experience with how God behaves when he's pleased with us. It's in verse 7. The land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will swallow them up. Their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. So many mighty and powerful things said there. The Lord is with. If the Lord be with us, do not anger the Lord. And they are talking about the giants. These men who were talking about the giants that they saw. They said, if God be with them, it doesn't matter that these men are giants. Yes, the Lord, if the Lord be with us, he said these kids, this should be the bottom of, should be the focus of our lives. That we do something that will allow them to get to know who God is from very young. We should not do things to enrage God. Instead, we should look towards God for guidance and ask Him to participate in our every move that we make. And if if God be for us, it doesn't matter who is against us. I encourage you this morning to think deeply about these things. What legacy are we leaving for our children when we die? Because we're not coming for turn rock stone. So what legacy are you and I leaving for the kids? What are we doing that is going to propagate their life in the right direction? Are we going to be sending off our kids to be condemned? Or have they been condemned already by what they are doing and the things that they're teaching them? When we dedicate children, we always ask God to protect them from evil company, to protect them from the plans of the devil, to help them to be steered towards the things of God, that their parents may bring them to the sanctuary, that they may learn about God from a very early age. That is what is important. That is what is important. We will die if our children don't live. If our children don't live on and live on as godly people, we are dead. We are dead, even whilst we live. And that's why Jesus Christ said, let the dead bury the dead. We don't want that to happen. We want our children to be able to live a life that is in line with the things of God.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place me ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Infrastructure that impacts lives, provides opportunities, and enables the growth of communities and country. That has been the constant mission of the MIDH. The upgrading of the Guinea Grass Road has forged a vital link between the vibrant and productive communities of Shipyard, Guinea Grass, and the rest of Belize, which allows the smooth movement of goods and services. the transformation provided by meaningful infrastructure is very real.
We had really been struggling to transport these hoses on these roads, right? Since we have all the holes on the roads and stuff like that. We do not have that issue anymore, right? So now when we are delivering our house, it comes to its location in a 100% complete product, right?
Before this highway came into place, this Tower Hill to Guinea Grass highway, there was a lot of bad things going on in terms of the road. It was bad. Potholes when it used to rain. People used to take a long time to come out and come into the village. And even teachers who are teaching here who have to commute find it very difficult to do their traveling every day.
Una gran diferencia. En el tiempo que estaba la carretera, que no estaba pavimentada, era demasiado polvo, demasiado. Y era como más despacio, andabas como más lento porque pues no podías ir rápido. Pero ahorita es un gran beneficio, la mera verdad es, yo creo que es lo mejor que el gobierno ha hecho. Yo estoy muy feliz, muy alegre con ello.
Well, now with this highway, now we have a lot of people, traversing the village. And our people in our village who have a small business like fast food, they're benefiting from that, no? Because people stop there in the morning, have their breakfast, and they go and continue their business.
Have business been increasing? Definitely. Yeah, we have realized like when it comes to our customers, right? So like we do not have the problems anymore that customer would say if they would call in, okay, where are you located, right? And I would say we're located entrance of shipyard. And then they would say, okay, we have to travel the bad road or whatever. So that's not a question anymore.
In the past, I believe these students used to struggle, meaning going on the bus or traveling on pickup, and it took long, they reached late to their classes. But right now, the transportation is accessible and the highway is accessible. So from Guinea Grass to their destination, to Orange Rock, to the high schools in Orange Rock, it takes less time. Right now, I believe teachers, people smile because it only takes minutes to reach from Guinea Grass to Tower Hill.
Plus Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Plus combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Plex can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris key. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Plex Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.plexhomebuilders.com. Plex Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
This 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, your Belize City Council has taken early and decisive action to help mitigate the impacts of flooding. While our works and sanitation teams have long been preparing, this year we expanded our efforts through the CIMO Flood Mitigation Cleanup Campaign, allowing us to simultaneously target 6 flood-prone zones with enhanced coordination and additional manpower. This effort included clearing drains, removing debris, flushing critical points with vacuum trucks, and raising awareness on both sanitation and disaster preparedness in the Freetown Road, Queen Street, Dean Street, King Street, Berkeley Street, and Pound Yard areas.
Most of Belize City lies at or below sea level, which means that flooding is not always avoidable. But with the right planning and participation, its impact can be reduced.
While our efforts have prioritized these high-risk zones, we want to reassure residents that drainage works are also being carried out across other parts of the city as part of our ongoing maintenance plan.
We understand the risks that come with every hurricane season. That's why we've taken a proactive approach, investing in real underground work to keep our residents safe. This is more than a seasonal response. It's part of our broader flood mitigation and disaster readiness strategy. because building a safe, resilient city is a year-round commitment.
Our approach is targeted. We have mapped high-risk areas and are clearing them systematically. This isn't just storm prep, it's essential city maintenance.
We've seen the damage that flooding can cause. We've seen that preparation matters. When both residents and council do their part, we make Belize City better prepared for whatever the season brings.
Beyond infrastructure, this is a call to civic responsibility. We're encouraging residents to work with us.
I know that the rainy season is about to come, and whenever it rains, this whole area, the water stuck and stay here because the drain clog, and all the water need is a little part for it to run to find a way out. So I realize the people don't take care right. I try to at least find a way for the water run out because it affects me tremendously.
Help keep drains clear, dispose of waste properly, and stay alert as we navigate the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season together.
Each and everyone aware that owns a property and have a property, we should maintain the drainage. We should maintain our yard, that's basic.
And I said nothing wrong in maintaining the yard. We get up every day for grass there, I pick up, I keep my rake, I keep my stone there, We're hard in that.
Mitigation starts at home. Every household should be ready. Know where your nearest shelter is. Help to keep the drains around your property clear. Prepare an emergency kit and make sure your family knows what to do. These simple steps can help reduce the risk during any weather events this season.
Remember, stay current with information being shared by our CMO unit, NEMO, and the Belize Meteorological Service.
Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Hello Bemapan, welcome back to the second segment in this series of the Trade License Act 2024. I'm Councillor Chris Enriquez, and today we'll be discussing your business productive footprint and how it impacts your trade license fee. Let's break it down. Your business's productive footprint is the square footage of the area where your operations are conducted. It excludes common spaces such as agricultural lands, lobbies, restrooms, stairways, parking lots, storerooms, and shared hallways, unless they are used for profit. Your business falls under an economic classification based on your business type. This classification, as well as your zone, will further determine the rate applied to your business.
Hi, I'm Lauren Milton. I'm the Evaluation Manager here at the Bemapan City Council. I know a lot of people keep wondering what we're measuring when we visit their business. So let's take a closer look at what productive footprint looks like for the different types of businesses. As you can see, we measure the area used for business purposes only. This includes retail space, dining areas, or workspaces. For example, here's how the productive footprint is calculated for a coffee shop, a supermarket, and an office space, specifically an accounting firm. Let's take a coffee shop for instance. Here we see the kitchen, the bar, and the dining areas as productive space. What's noteworthy here is that a restaurant and an ice cream parlor has similar productive space as a coffee shop. Next, we have a supermarket. For this business, we measure the entire retail floor, including aisles, checkout counters, and display areas. The storerooms and employee break areas are excluded since they are not used to generate direct sales. Lastly, we look at an accounting firm office. The productive footprint here includes the client reception, conference rooms, and workspaces where the business's services are provided. Excluded are areas like break rooms, restrooms, kitchen, and non-operational storage. As you can see, productive footprint is the usable square footage where your business is conducted. This excludes common areas like lobbies, restrooms, and parking spaces, except in cases where these areas are used for profit. Remember, productive footprint looks different for different businesses, so be sure to accurately measure your premise to ensure your fees reflect your footprint. It is important to note that Schedule 8 of the Trade Licensing Act sets fixed trade license fees for specific classifications such as traveling professionals and auto dealers.
Knowing your economic classification and accurately measuring your productive footprint isn't the only factor in your trade license process. You must also consider that there are 4 municipal zones and that your business is located in one of them. Each zone has a different guideline that will affect the rate applied to your trade license fee. As a reminder, the new Trade License Act takes effect on January 1st, 2025. Businesses without a trade license by then are subject to penalties and fees. So we encourage everyone to apply early before the deadline, December 31st, 2024. Stay tuned to our next segment where we will answer your key questions. Thank you for watching, and let's build a prosperous Belmopan together.
Oh, I wasn't having a bad day. I just needed...
It's here, the biggest sale of the year. Find your happy place at Builders Hardware with our happy sale from October 15th to December 31st. Whether you're a contractor or a DIY pro, we got unbeatable prices that will put a big smile on your face. Freshen up your walls with 20% off all paints and 25% off paint supplies. Upgrade your space with 25% off lights, fans, AC, and a wide selection of tiles to match your style. Plus, enjoy 30 to 50% off selective items. But that's not all. We also sell sand and gravel, blocks, roofing, and more. Find everything you need from construction start to finish. Don't miss out on our happy deals. Shop today or explore our online store at shopbuildersbz.com. Visit Builders Hardware in Belmopan. This is your happy place.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off Mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
It's the 18th of November, that's right. So, 18th night, 19th morning, all of these things are very, very important and near and dear to our hearts. Buiti Benafi, across the nation of Belize. This is Rise and Shine Morning Show, and I am live on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Kerm should be joining me a little bit in a few minutes time so that we can converse and discuss the many issues that are affecting us. I think we are definitely at a spot where the government is having more than normal amount of issues. Certainly, we need to look at these issues this morning and talk about the way forward. This is no small matter when a senior minister of government is forced to resign. No one just resigns. These men, politicians, seek all their political life to gain a ministerial position, and the more powerful the seat is, which is determined by money, the budget that ministry commands, then the more of a national significance that resignation has, we add that to the recent cabinet shuffle, and you have a minister saying, I will not take that portfolio, and then the ministry has to be shuffled again, speaks to issues that are of national significance. So let's start by looking at the weather. Before we look at the political weather, we will take a look at the geographical weather. And so the general forecast for today, November 18th, as of 6 a.m. this morning, calls for generally fair weather to prevail. In other words, another beautiful day. The 24-hour forecast calls for sunny with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Showers, if any, will be isolated with a few more expected over the south tonight. Marine conditions, winds are blowing from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots with sea slight chop. Waves are 1 to 3 feet. Temperatures, inland temperature 89 degrees. It will be the high with 70 as the low. On the coast, 86 will be the high with 79 as the low. And in the hills, 79 will be the high with 67 as the low. Cloudy spells with a few showers or isolated thunderstorms developing mostly over the south on Wednesday, then over northern and some coastal areas on Wednesday night. So tomorrow we can expect a little bit more rain, and then over the north towards the night time. And so that is our weather report for this morning. And it's 7:30, so let's get into the business. So let's talk about what's getting ready to take place. We have the police, which is already under the microscope because of the Budna investigation. Now, as I say, I don't care much or at all about Budna, but I did support the call for an independent investigation. The reason is we must know what happened, and we must know who orchestrated it and who ordered it. So when the Prime Minister decided that there would not be an independent investigation and that the file would go to the DPP, well, the DPP has made some initial statements. So we need to look at those initial statements, and we need a system where it is not a Prime Minister that determines whether or not an independent investigation can be held on a particular matter. Because investigation, if it has criminal elements to it, a Prime Minister can say, I want an independent investigation, but I don't think that a Prime Minister should be able to say, we will not have an independent investigation. So an independent investigation should be able to come from one of the independent constitutional bodies. And so that's kind of like the start of the problem, that the police are already under the microscope, and then things are swirling around, separate from that, which contribute to that. But let me say good morning to my Tuesday morning co-host. It's 18th of November.
Morning, Louis.
Like the man said, don't call my phone on a 19th morning. Super G. Good morning, Kurt.
Make sure I put on my yellow, right?
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful yellow.
This is the Garifuna color.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Good morning.
Yes, so buiti binafi, I have to say. Buiti binafi.
So I bring the cultural where
yes, right?
Hindsight is 2020.
Yes, Louis. But man, what a topic
yeah,
we have to even
a lot of topics and national matters, and I don't think that any government should find itself in a position where there are so many issues on the table simultaneously.
Yeah.
It is not good for a governing authority, governing the administration, and it's not good for the people of Belize as well.
Yeah, and people are watching, Louis, and it's like you said. I mean, we don't have any laws for independent investigation.
Yeah.
So you, as a senator, now have some work to do.
I believe
you
yes.
have some work to do. That's
yeah.
obviously something that needs to be in place. And indeed, there's a lot of stuff on the table right now. I mean, I would not want to be in the seat of the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
I would not want to be in that seat. That's
because he just did a much needed cabinet shuffle. I would say that the cabinet shuffle, and it wasn't a major shuffle. Major things happened in the shuffle, but it was not a widespread shuffle. It was surgical. And then one minister says, I don't want that portfolio.
Yeah.
We see the Henry Charles reaction, which everyone serves at the pleasure of the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
But Henry Charles, Honorable Henry Charles, is party leader.
Yeah.
So is it that he was not consulted? Because if you were consulted, then you would have behind the curtains say,
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
So the Prime Minister's shuffle, I have to assume, occurred without the party leader's input.
Consent, probably. It could be that, or when the party leader went home and thought about it, in the scope of what you talked about, that ministry is a very serious ministry. It has become a dangerous seat, meaning that when you deal with cartel issue, Louis, the next level, and right now, we see the work of cartels in Mexico. That's why, I don't know why people don't like Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is the only man who I see, right?
Willing to tackle
cartels
head on. Yeah.
Right? And I think that he's doing a great service to the nations. I want to see it more focused in Belize, but Louis.
Well, it seems like it will be because there's a resignation.
Yes. And that's probably what's pushing it. That's probably what's pushing it, And so, Louis, it's when you go take up that seat.
Cartels are nothing to play with.
They're nothing to play with.
If any of our politicians have been playing with the cartels, they have put our entire nation in jeopardy.
And that's what we're seeing now.
Yes.
That's what we're seeing now. And I don't blame the minister for not take the seat.
Yes.
Because, Papa, if you take that seat, you talk about the protection of your life, your family.
Yes, but then who will take it, Kerm?
Well, that's the thing.
Who will take it? Because we need a politician who is going to help to save the country.
Yeah.
That's going to tighten the police force. Because if already, are they saying that already at this point, the cartels in Belize cannot be controlled? Because if a leader is afraid of taking up the police, the police reins because of the cartel infiltration, then it's all over.
It's all over.
It's over.
It's all over.
Are we going to have a minister then that appease the cartels?
You can't appease,
right? So we have a very big problem.
That's right.
That our country can, because I don't think that it has anything to do with the Budna stupidness.
I don't think so
Let
either.
me put it that way. I more believe, yes, that it has to do with the free zone and the cartels and the increased potential for violence Like I more see that
Yes.
playing out than the Budna issue. The Budna issue that can have political fallout,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's unmanageable political fallout because the file, it's not like they shut the file, close the case and shut it down. I think that would have tremendous political upheaval, but it's still, it's
You know, it doesn't equates to what's happening.
yes,
right?
but it doesn't equate to what's happening. So
When the
why
US
does a
embassy get
senior
in-
minister, a good minister, not want to take the reins of the police department at a time when a senior, trusted, credible minister is needed to take the police department?
Yeah, I think maybe it's because of what he knows. I'm only thinking.
Right.
Because when you make a decision, it's based upon what?
Yeah, knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowledge and information. It can't
What
be
you
emotion
know.
because we don't expect them to be making emotional.
It's based on what he knows, I believe, and he's
decision.
probably like, boy,
Yeah.
well, whenever me create that Mount Stanley, so I need to touch that.
Yeah.
And you put the right balance to it, that then who will? Will you appease?
Yeah.
You can't appease. So you have to go to war.
Yeah.
And you go to war, you have to be serious
See,
about war.
and that's a decision that Donald Trump made.
Exactly.
Donald Trump. So I support what Donald Trump is doing in international waters in front of Venezuela and Colombia. And I noticed that Kamala Prasad, see, I mentioned her name. I don't know if I had mentioned her name a month ago when she stood up at the United Nations. I'm not a Mia Motley fan.
Neither me.
I'm not a Mia Motley
Neither
fan. I find Mia Motley to be very weak.
Yeah.
And please, like, she speaks words that people like to hear.
People pleaser.
I think she's a people pleaser.
Yeah.
She wants to be Secretary General of United Nations, so she has a high on a high seat.
Okay.
So she's watch and see. Watch and see.
Yeah.
So Mia is like a globalist, new age. But anyway, Kamala Prasad, that's the lady. She says her attitude, because her country has been affected negatively by Venezuela, including Venezuela at some point in time wants her country. She has oil, not her, but her nation has oil. But she's standing with Trump and approves what is taking place in the international waters near her. And I fully support it because we need a war on drugs.
Of course,
we need a war on drugs. And I'm glad the war on drugs is back.
I'm glad, and I hope it don't end anytime soon.
Well, he's picking them out of the water. And I don't think he cares.
No, he don't. No, Donald Trump don't care, because again, when the United States do something, take action, it's based on intelligence.
Yes, absolutely.
It's based on intelligence.
I am 100% sure that the boats that they are shooting are cartel boats, because if you are a fisherman and the first bomb land, the second bomb land, you want to say, boy, I know I'm going to go fishing somewhere else. I am going to move out of so from the fact that you see 21, because they're constantly sending and sending. It's sending because it's coming from a group that doesn't care about human life. These boats are being sent by people with unlimited resources, and the boats are being sent by people who money is their ultimate goal. That's a cartel.
That's right.
That's a cartel. You know what is 21 boats you lose?
No.
And each one of them have maybe 4 Evinrude or Yamaha on each of them.
That's nothing for them.
Exactly.
They leave those boats out here in our waters.
Exactly.
You know how many boats has been left in our waters? I've been in the boats. I'm telling you. Right? So they leave planes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I passed the airport yesterday and I said 2 there still.
Exactly.
At the airport.
Right.
You know?
So these things are clearly being sent by the cartel, and it's clear that they will continue to send more because human life is not valuable to them, and they have unlimited resources. So there are men that are willing to take the chance for a one-shot multi. So the price must have gone up for carry one boat must say money before, promises that your family will be taken care of. Goodness knows what all the cartels are promising. And then it is disappointing to see that Caribbean leaders, instead of, they have received millions upon millions of dollars from the United States to try and stop the same thing. Then instead, because where the money there, where the training there, where the results there for all the money that the United States has spent on, including Belize, on these government to train those people so that America don't have to do what America they do now.
Exactly. And so, Louis, the cartel will trick you. You think now one shot at the grand prize. And then you really realize you are now a slave of the cartel. You see? And that now happened to our country. We opened that door with the cartels. You know how long we've been having these conversations. And we think that, oh, now we got this, you don't have nothing. Because now here is a level of infiltration that is affecting us at this level where a minister don't even want to take the seat.
National security, exactly. So we have a, we definitely have a problem. So I don't believe this has anything to do with Budna, this level of problem. So Budna is not as, it's a problem, but it's not as problematic as what is now surfacing, because there was a murder attempt. It seems as if there are more than one, 2 murder attempts based upon free zone guys, guys who work within the free zone. One of them, according to Jules Vasquez of Channel 7, is married to a close relative. Yeah, it sounds like it's like second cousin, sounds like it's Renan, like Prime Minister Briceño is related to Renan Briceño, whose daughter is married to this individual. So, so
Jules guys stop.
Yeah, Jules have start. But and then there's this attempted suicide, attempted murder near Mile 8. So something is happening in the Northern Free Zone. Now, there was a story that I sent over to the WhatsApp yesterday, as it relates to casinos in the Chetumal area. About some and I would want us to play it, because here we have Chetumal, here we have casinos. There's a casino bill in the house, and then the war inside the free zone is related to tobacco and wine, and then there's a tobacco bill in the house.
So make you concerned.
Make us concerned, absolutely concerned. And you will be able to see whether or not government, they play games.
That is serious.
Or if government is sealing up legislatively so that the cartels cannot play. So we have to watch these bills in light of the Northern Free Zone, where there is both tobacco and gambling. Right? Have to. Have to. Because now a man we're supposed to trade in tobacco. I mean, it's not marijuana, it's not an illegal drug, it's a legal drug. So something illegal is being done with that legal substance of tobacco. You see what I'm saying?
Fully. And I think that, I don't think the U.S. Embassy will jump in and demand one minister resign for tobacco. Right? And who knows, they might come out and bring out information and say, well, boy, that because of this, that. We don't know what will happen next. We don't know what will happen next. I know the Prime Minister will be asked a lot of questions by the media.
Yeah, and here is another thing. The minister that resigned was the one that was assigned the New Growth Industries portfolio. Which is marijuana, has been defined as marijuana. So that doesn't look good either.
It doesn't look good all around, nothing there. But you see, Louis, this is what we've been always saying, you know. It's not good when a minister is given an opportunity to stay in power for so long. right? You could bring a level of arrogance with it.
Yeah.
How long has Minister Minot been a minister? It become a trap.
It's 5 years he's Minister of Agriculture.
No, I'm talking being a politician then, right? It becomes a trap. It becomes.
But he wasn't in office because remember UDP was in.
No, I'm not talking about in office or not in office. I'm
14
talking
years.
about being in the seat.
Yeah.
Right, in the seat. So we have to put some terms on our ministers,
you
our
think
leaders to preserve them.
Term limits on
yes,
on era representatives
needs to be there
representatives.
because it becomes a trap when you are given this amount of power. Listen, we train in a GLS that the character will rise to the top based on research.
Yeah.
Based on research,
Yeah.
you go hire a man for doing a job, and if he don't have the character to back up that post, that character will rise above his technical abilities. He can lead more from a character than the technical abilities, you know. Data has shown that to us, and so that's why I'm saying that too. And that's why when a country give you authority to be a government, to be an area rep, to be a minister, there is a level of accountability that comes with it.
Yeah.
There is a level of scrutiny
that
comes with it, Louis.
If Abelardo Mai, he has had to resign, and I was saying, I don't know if you were here when I said it, that politicians long for the day when they can become a minister.
Yeah.
And then they long for the day when they can become a powerful minister by virtue of the portfolio that they have, which is directly linked to the amount of money that they control, etc. The Ministry of Agriculture is one such portfolio.
Yes.
So after reaching and accomplishing the goal of becoming Minister of Agriculture, there is no way that Abelardo Mai will just up and resign.
That's right.
Something had to happen.
Yeah.
Something have to happen, and we need to know.
Yeah.
We need to know because the minister, the prime minister, just reappointed him.
Yeah.
And just gave him a new portfolio.
The new growth.
The new growth. Just gave it to him. Now, to have to resign right after that. Now, the rumor or the media, because I wouldn't call it a rumor, because it hit the media, where the media is saying that it may be cartel related, free zone related, etc. Mike cannot remain silent.
No, he has to request accountability.
Absolutely. He has to come and say why he resigned.
Yeah.
And he needs to come and say whether or not he is involved. So if he is not involved, right, you will come forward.
Exactly.
You know, allow your name and reputation that you have.
And your career.
And your career that you have worked so much for, to just be diminished in negative. I know if somebody say, Louis, you know, I can understand they forced him to resign.
Yeah.
All right?
And then I forced him to resign for no reason.
They're not forced him to resign for no reason.
So the man have to come clean, Louis. The man have to come clean.
He have to come clean.
He have to come clean. And we can't, he have to come clean. And because when you're given authority and trust, there is a level of accountability that comes with it. And all ministers of government and area rep have to understand this. The media will have to ask the hard question. They will have to ask you, are you going to say vote for me?
Yeah.
That you going to say, I want to be minister? You will have to answer the hard questions now. Because the country needs to know.
These ministers allowed that northern free zone. Because what happened, which is why I'm relating it to the tobacco bill, is that it is through the northern free zone that the cigarettes come. Cigarette and wine. And they are fake. They are not. They are real. It's real tobacco.
Yeah.
But the labels are counterfeit.
Okay.
So it's not about tobacco to supply Belize or tobacco to sell to those who come into the free zone from Mexico. This is tobacco, and I need to make it clear, that simply gets packed into containers at night time.
At night time? At
night time. And gets shipped from the northern free zone to the western free zone.
Wow.
And then find its way into Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Salvador. You see it?
Yeah.
So Belize has become the transshipment point, and it's been so for some time because it's been in the news, Kerm.
I've heard about it.
And so anytime when you see people, they smuggle, they are connected to the cartel at this level.
Yeah.
At this level.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever you see this kind of activity, if it was not lucrative, the cartels are not interested in it.
Yeah.
They're not there to waste their time.
No.
But from
It's
the
a big money thing.
fact that you see that the tobacco and wine is going, the amount that come in, you could already say by this is too much for Belize.
Yeah.
It's going somewhere else. Belize had a responsibility to stop it because the other countries have been complaining officially that Belize is swamping their country with counterfeit cigarettes.
I got you.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why you are seeing these shootouts and then they try kill man. Not because that tobacco to Belize.
Yeah.
It's a bigger game that is playing.
That's right.
So whoever was and is in charge of the free zone should have taken care of that a long time when it was small, than to allow it now to reach a point where it is. I think they found the casino, and remember we need to hear it too. So let's. So this is casino. This is not tobacco. But you know there's casino in the free zone, and then I noticed Princess has a casino in Chatham Mall. I don't know, somewhere near the mall there is a. All right, let's take a look.
It was a quiet summer day in July when police arrested Rima Ray, the controversial figure behind Caribe Blue Casino in Belize. Ray, a transgender man, was later charged for fraud and illegal gambling. But the story doesn't start there. Tonight we take you back to July 2nd when officers pulled Ray over for a routine traffic stop. What they found in his sleek Tesla was anything but routine. $340,000 in cash tucked away in the vehicle. Now, newly released police body cam footage gives us a first-person view of that moment. What began as a simple infraction quickly escalated into something much bigger.
Do you have any large sums of currency, anything like that in your car?
I mean, I have some money.
Yeah. It's not illegal to have money, brother. So you don't have any type of cocaine, anything like that? Do you mind if we check?
I don't do drugs, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. It's probably it's 50 round trip. 200K maybe. Usually.
Just 20 days after that traffic stop, Rima Ray was booked in Sumter County on a $50,000 bond. But long before U.S. authorities caught up with him, News 5 was already digging into Ray's casino operations in San Pedro. Our investigation kicked off exactly 1 year ago on November 6, 2024, when we looked into the flood of golf carts on the island. Reports suggest Ray had been granted dozens of permits, though Mayor Wally Nunes denied it. Then came the bombshell. On November 13th, we revealed that Caribe Blue Casino was stashing golf carts in a warehouse and running an unauthorized ATM that dispenses U.S. cash. Just 2 weeks later, Central Bank Governor Kareem Michael confirmed they had launched a probe into the ATM.
I personally received direct messages from citizens in San Pedro that this was taking place.
And then on December 8, Prime Minister John Briceño confirmed that he is aware of the ongoing investigation and encouraged the probe.
We need to find out from customs if that was even registered and if they paid to have that ATM in Belize.
Just 10 days later, the Financial Intelligence Unit confirmed it was running its own investigation into Rima Ray. The FIU, Belize's watchdog for financial crimes and casino oversight, joined a growing list of authorities looking into Ray's operations. But despite all the attention, none of these agencies fully grasped the scale or the international reach of what Ray was running. And then came the curveball. On March 5th, News 5 confirmed with the central bank that Ray's only penalty was to remove the ATM and attend a training session. No fines, no charges, no jail time. But justice has a long memory and a longer reach.
How long ago did you sell your casino or your hotel?
We've been talking about it for a while.
Uh-huh. So when did it sell?
When?
Yeah.
Oh, literally like today.
Today. Okay. And so you have like the wire for that or something?
They have not wired the money yet.
So then what is that money in there?
They're supposed to wire it by Friday.
Uh-huh. So what's the money in the bag then?
This part of it was mine.
Okay, how about this? How about this? We're gonna do something kind of cool. You ready for this? Sure. Let's restart. All right, let's take a breath. Go back. Listen, I've been doing this long enough. All right, you're a really good dude. I can tell, man. I can tell you got a great heart, stuff like that. I like you a lot. I really do. But I don't appreciate when people lie to me. Okay, and I can tell that you're lying to me. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, I've been doing this long enough. I can see just how you're playing things, stuff like that. Where did this money really come from?
Ray asked for a lawyer, but it was too late. Police took him to the station where they counted the cash. Turns out, investigators had been building a case against him since February. With enough evidence in hand, they made their move on July 24th and arrested him. News 5 quickly alerted authorities, hoping for an interview. Instead, they acted fast, revoking Ray's casino license without hesitation.
Would the FIU have followed up on Rima Ray's operations in Belize if not for her arrest in the U.S.?
Well, we had already been following up, Mr. Lopez.
Reports indicate that Ray's illegal operation was valued at $24 million. Ray will be prosecuted under the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Paul Lopez, yeah, who comes right from here on PlusTV and Rise and Shine. This is his. Here's where he was trained and cut his teeth.
That's right.
But this is why the gambling bill, we need to look at it closely. That's why it has been parked in committee, because here is a story to show you that Belize's system of determining who gets a license has serious flaws in it. If a Rima Ray, transgender, crook, now caught money laundering, etc., could actually, and what are casinos mostly used for, or the negative part of it, what is it known for? It's washing money, money laundering. So it's a very big story. Belize need to keep track of it, and we need to ensure that the gambling bill that is currently in Parliament need to address issues like this before it can actually come out and become law. You can't be rushing a gambling bill when you have these kinds of stories. And I'm sorry, but the response from that lady is seriously inadequate. We've been looking into it, Paul. No, Paul has been looking into it, not you, not your organization. Right? This is a massive failure, and Paul is absolutely right that if Rima Ray was not arrested in the United States, he may have still run the casino. He may have and it wasn't only that, because you got one warehouse full of golf cart. You're familiar with that part too, right? So you don't even know if you're spending money in and they may have flood the market in San Pedro with golf carts, which is already flooded. So it may have effect on other businesses.
All the businesses in San Pedro.
Exactly. And the traffic and health, etc. And then I think a part of the story was that the mayor and some other person were already driving Rima Ray golf carts, gifts. Yeah. Why? Because your casino need liquor license, need trade license, etc. So these people come in and through the casino corrupt the system. That's right. Corrupt the system. So that I want to encourage Belizeans to keep an eye on that gambling act, right? So the gambling act bill that is before the House takes 5 acts that existed before, amalgamate them, bring them into one, etc. It's not a bad bill, but it's a bill that needs to carry out a specific function in the face of the remarriage story. Now, the next story is the one as it relates to the Mexican casinos. So let's play that story now.
Wrong group where they play with, they deal with Mexican. Right. You know the popular saying, right? I'm not saying it on TV. I will not say it.
Okay. Enough said. All right. This is the one.
Wow.
No audio attached.
Mexican cartels.
Maybe you don't got no audio, man. I'm the fool. But you see it right there.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it too.
Let me see. Let me see.
You play with the cartels, those.
Yeah.
They don't play with you. They got one agenda.
And remember, you have Chinese cartel, you have Mexican cartel, you have Italian cartel.
Yeah.
There are different cartels. So now when you have, if the Chinese and the Mexican cartel link, it's right neighboring us. And then you have casinos in the free zone, right? And then there are casinos. I'm sure I see a Princess Casino in Chatamal. You don't know what are they talking about?
I know. But I saw a new one, I believe. The Princess.
Yes. No. That's a new one. That's a new one.
Right at the bridge.
When they open up and so I was like, boy, what a beautiful hotel, and it's so nice. I was so impressed with the hotel. And it was when I visited the hotel and I walk around the big casino there, I said, I don't recall they advertise this part.
Same thing happened to me. And the casino sign there right when you pass your seats if you jump in.
Yeah. Understand? And that's why I believe.
Because when the people give a job in this country to do, you must do the people work. Belong to that. And the people have not given us the mandate to go and get involved in these kinds of illegal activities. The people have not given us that mandate. I know the people want to answer.
Have to.
And they deserve the right to get an answer, Louis. And it just comes to show you, when you're in the dark up in it.
That's why I'm saying
it comes to the light. We gotta be careful when we're given responsibility and authority to do the people business. Same thing with the police department. Look at how bad this cartel thing. Belizeans have so much questions, I tell you. Belizeans have questions after questions. Where they go on? The trust factor is down. That's why we see, Louis, minister don't even want to take the portfolio because, man, this thing have become so like a rotten potato. You understand? And so, Belizeans want to know. Belizeans want to know. You know? And we don't know, like I say, when the U.S. Embassy get involved. And trust me, they have the information to back it up.
Oh, totally.
They have the information. They know I tell them make Louis resign if...
Yeah. No.
You understand?
We try, for we government to try interfere with the happen down in Venezuela waters. They try to talk about zone of peace.
Yeah.
And for we own backyard, we have issues.
Zone of war.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Man, one at a time. Let's take this call. We have a caller. Caller, good morning. Caller, are you on there? 822-2031 to join our conversation.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're on live. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Pastor Will. Good morning, Carl.
Director, good morning.
Here I am. Here I am listening to you all on a topic that actually has been a curse on Belize. In 1969, Carlos Marcello, the mafia boss of Louisiana, applied to become a citizen of Belize. Mr. Price received that application, checked with the British, and the British told him, don't touch that man, not even with a party foot pole, whatever that meant. Then, another application came to open a casino in Belize. Madame Lizarraga and Bishop Hodap resisted it with demonstrations on the streets, powerful demonstrations. Madame Lizarraga, the Minister of Education and Housing at the time. Well, Madame started to get threats, secret threats, Bishop Hodap likewise, and on a trip that Bishop Hodap made to Miami, the mafia shot him in the belly, or Bishop Hodap. And so that thing became a boiling point that the mafia wanted to enter Belize. But it was resisted by the then government, including me. That went dead until now that I see that is resurrecting again very strongly, and I will leave it at that. Thank you very much.
I did not know that.
Don't have to have a rich history.
I did not know that story.
Very, very rich history, don't have to ask those.
You need to put off the telephone, though. Then bring. Yeah.
He has wealth of knowledge.
So from the very beginning,
yeah,
what that is saying, from the very beginning, the cartels were interested in casinos in Belize. Yeah. When Said Musa is the one who brought casinos to Belize. Said Musa was the one. And the church, we were young at that time.
I remember the
very,
demonstrations.
very young. I was not involved in any way
in
political life or even church life. I was not a church leader in any way, but I was already observing politics. I was observing politics. And safe to say, Said Musa lied the country and lied the church. I couldn't use the word liar. I didn't want to use the word lie in the Senate, but he misled this country because he told the leaders at the time that the casinos were only for tourism and only tourists could go in, and that Belizeans would be banned from entering casinos. That it will only provide work, etc. But look at it today. Look at it. It's not tourists. Tourists don't come to Belize to gamble. Tourists come to Belize to enjoy the beauty of Belize.
That's right.
And it is the Belizeans that are gambling. So gambling has now taken hold of the Belizean society. And as I said, we need to walk it back. The church has a responsibility to walk it back because it is based on a lie. And now we can see that it is fueled by people like Rima Ray, who have now received legitimacy in this country and is considered fit. So Rima Ray should have never passed an Interpol check. And they immediately after the story broke from Channel 5, if the FIU or whatever claim that they did not know, immediately after the story broke, they should have put that license on hold. Because remember, it included the ATM, unregistered ATM machine spitting out US dollars, and it included golf carts.
But how he import all the golf cart and nobody has no question?
Exactly. Exactly. How can you?
I hope the man pay custom. I can't lose me. A man take licking and I got a customer. And
you see why we need independent. You see why we need independent investigations that the Prime Minister can't just up and say we don't have it.
Yeah, we need that for true.
We need to have it.
Yeah.
And that's why I say the Prime Minister should be able to call an independent investigation if he suspects. Because the Prime Minister, above all people, should want a police department that is above reproach.
Because it's going to protect him.
It's going to protect him. And his job is to protect us.
That's right.
So the Prime Minister should be able to call an independent investigation, but not stop one.
That's right.
Why would anyone want to stop an independent investigation? You see? So his stopping of the independent investigation is suspicious.
Yeah, and that's how it looks in the
just
country,
by
right?
just by nature, just by common sense in a sense, right? And then the file goes to the DPP, and the DPP says it contains less than nothing. That's a statement.
That is the language.
Right? So you have a fat file, because you said I thought the file was going to be slim. The file was not slim. The file was fat. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Maybe not exact words. And then the statement was that she didn't expect it. Well, it didn't have nothing. It had less than nothing. That's
less
bad.
than nothing.
That is bad. Right? So as I say, I don't care. I care zero for Budna. But I believe that justice should still be served. Because a kidnapping did happen. It is a kidnapping. And so we should know what happened, and there should be penalties because laws were broken. I happen to Mandela, Guatemala. I think I've said that on record. May he rat in jail. Justice is being served over there
for the victims.
Justice is being served over there for Guatemalan victims, but there are Belizean victims who
become a Belizean victim now.
Yeah, he become but he was a predator, and that's a question I would want to ask the DPP. Separate from the fact that the file on Budna contains less than nothing. I want to know how many files on Budna are at her desk that she did nothing for, because he was arrested and charged on multiple occasions, including a kidnapping that I know about. Right? So where is that file? Where is that file? So I don't think that the DPP should be asked only about the file pertaining to Budna's kidnapping, but where are the files where Budna did kidnapping? Where are those files? Where are those files? So I am interested in more than one file. But that aside, that file that we are talking about, which contains less than nothing, is a disgrace. It is a disgrace, for sure, right? So, so games are being played in a sense. So when you add all of these things together, so what are we going to add? We're going to add the tobacco issue that's taking place at the free zone. We're going to add the Budna file. Then we have to add the cabinet shuffle where a minister says, I don't want that, and it's given to somebody else. And then the Abelardo Mai resignation. That's too much on a desk for governance to take place. Because now you have to stop govern for tend to these all the mess.
That's right.
And that's why I am saying that there is a problem in the administration. I think any one of them is problematic, and you try not to have two. But at this point, based on what I am saying, it's like 4 or 5. So what I found interesting as well too, Kerm, is that the People's Constitution Commission just finished. The report that they were supposed to have was parked for a year. That People's Constitution Commission report also included stronger parental rights.
Yeah.
Stronger parental rights. So that gets parked. It also contains a definition of family.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it contains secondhand smoking, but I know we discussed the issue of gambling because we did not want it to be constitutionalized that gambling should pay for NHI. If a political party like the PUP wants to use Bolido or Lotto or whatever it's called, I don't know, gaming, if they want to do that to do healthcare, then that should be a policy of the PUP, but that should not be forced upon future governments in a constitution to say that gambling, which is a vice and an addiction, will fund NHI.
Yeah.
So I was able to successfully argue where that was removed, because there were some that wanted to make gambling constitutionally. You imagine that? Yes. You know, so like anyway, but here is the thing. The People's Constitution Commission's report has been parked, but legislation, they begin to go in one at a time into the legislature that are contrary to the spirit of the results of the People's Constitution Commission report. That's what I'm observing.
Yeah.
Because now the tobacco bill is in, gambling bill is in, the family bill was coming in, which we had to send back.
Yeah.
And now, last Friday, you had the children of Belize debating whether or not children should be able to get contraceptive without the permission of their parents.
No way, Louis.
Yes,
That could never be true.
Yes.
That could never be true.
Yes, Kerm.
No way.
And I went there to listen because I wanted to make sure that what I thought I heard was what I heard.
Yeah.
So I went there to listen because you could imagine that the children are debating a bill that adults don't see yet.
Yeah.
I am a senator and I don't see the bill. They don't give me the bill.
Yeah.
I don't know if the House and Cabinet see the bill.
Yeah.
But I know that the last time when the Youth Parliament was held, they were debating moving marriage age from 16 to 18, which is something we agreed with.
Yeah.
We fully support
Of course.
that no picnic supposed to the married out there.
Yeah.
So we supported that. But interestingly, what they did was they put that bill for the youth parliament to debate. Then after that, it went to the House.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, this bill now, because that one passed, this bill line up.
Yeah. They come.
And they pass through children parliament.
Yeah.
But I need to say to every Belizean parent that NCFC, National Committee for Family and Children, which is, I don't know how they end up with that name because they're certainly not for families and clearly not for children. There's some kind of poison running in NCFC.
Yeah. Some international agenda. Can you say that when they come from, you know?
And I will call it out at the Senate.
Yeah.
I will call it out. NCFC is not for the families and children of this country. Not for it. Because if you are going to write a bill, this bill comes from NCFC. We don't see it yet.
Yeah.
But the picnic don't see it.
Don't they start sending the wrong signal already?
And who you think helped the picnic write the speech?
Yeah.
And here is the thing. When I say the first side, pack up with a lot of picnic and the against side, leave it to people.
No way.
Absolutely. Properly cook the books.
Yeah.
So it was not a legitimate debate.
Yeah.
Not a legitimate debate because they put the foresight. You imagine the evil what adults have to have for force children to debate. Then even like they could have choose we are be for or we are be against.
Yeah.
The evil to force children to say we want to be able to access contraception without the permission of our parents. If I have one underage child right now, 16 years old, 15 years old, even 17 I think, and they arrest, let's say they out the power motorcycle without license, the first thing the authorities have to do is call me. They cannot arrest and charge my son. They could detain him, but an underage child, they cannot without the presence of an adult, a parent.
Yeah.
So what is NCFC thinking?
Yeah.
What are they thinking? Who is the minister of that?
I don't know.
What are they thinking?
Who's the minister?
It's Tia Ramirez.
Yeah. Well, Tia gotta do better.
Who is the what you call it, the following in the footsteps of Balderramos, who is no longer there.
Yeah.
Right? So I am warning parents this morning, right, that the government want another mess on the table.
That one be a mess. Because for sure I don't support that.
I'm not going to support that. Which parent, which right-thinking parent?
No, parent, which right-thinking in Belize and you don't have to be a parent.
Exactly. Because you may one day be a parent.
You love your country, Louis.
Of course.
When you see that dog poop.
So they want 14-year-olds.
Yeah, no, that can't fly. No way.
To be able to go to a doctor or a nurse.
Yeah. Who might want molest them too?
Absolutely. These idiots.
Yeah. Opening the door over
Opening the door for a child.
Yeah.
To be in the presence of an adult without an accompanying parent.
Yeah. But that's
a
recipe for disaster.
It's not only contraception, it's actual vaccine. So, you know how difficult it was to decide whether or not to take the COVID-19 shot?
It was tough. So then they prepare, we can Bill Gates say more pandemics to come.
You know how difficult...
Evil people out there, Louis. This is the point. There's evil people.
There are evil people out there, my boy. And all of their teachers across the country we get put in charge of the child that was supposed to go debate. You know, that is exactly proof that children can be so easily manipulated. The child parliament, because it took their intellect, it took their lead talent, took their lead abilities, and captured it for an evil purpose. And all really picked it and it looks so sweet and nice in the uniform.
Yeah.
And the adults
innocently
set them up
like the Bible says, let the
dark blown
fool.
Like
the Bible says, take the sheep and carry on to the slaughter.
Exactly.
He's so calm, he didn't know that he neck then chop off.
Exactly. You imagine that you as an adult to get a child for argue that the child should be able to access one doctor, one nurse, one gynecologist without the parent present in the room. Yeah. You could get a picnic for argue anything.
Yeah.
And a group of adults at NCFC got children across. And where are the teachers? Where are the principals?
Where's the leadership?
Where's the leadership that says, hey, our school can't participate in this because we are asking children to debate that they should be... And as I tell you, they literally, the far side full of a picnic.
Yeah.
2 or 3 rows of picnic. And on the against side, one line.
That's like the opposition.
The opposition. and I watch. I watch it and then I watch it. I say, boy, nobody crossed the floor. In typical Crawford style. In typical Belizean
politics,
arrest of democracy style, nobody crossed the floor. But I must say, the best presentation was by shall I write the man, the young man named
He not against, I'm sure.
He was against. And
so at least we had some good defense.
The crowd. Well, because any stupid thing can be easily dismantled.
Exactly.
If you just put your
common
mind.
sense.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Common sense.
That's right.
And he was funny. He was, man, I don't know why in fact, why that thing supposed to happen.
I saw it on the news.
We are take a break.
Like you.
and it was immediately obvious that it was the best speech. I'm not being biased. Yeah. Just the ripple of laughter and the volume of the applause and everything. It was very clear. He tore them up.
Look it up. It's on social media.
Classic style. So when that bill come through, I plan to use his stuff. It will make excellent advertisement. I hope NCFC to hear.
Of course.
Because we just to tell you, we line up all the troops against your NCFC.
Have to.
Because you are not for families and children when you want to put a child in danger's way. For what?
Because the minister can't act like a child, see?
Yeah.
And this is the thing, you're a leader, you can't.
No way.
You see, and this is why I'm going to say.
No way.
This is why I'm going to say.
Line up 1,000 parents to go into the committee room one at a time.
Of course, I'll be there. Even though my kids are now big, I'll be there. Because that, we know that's a McFly.
Yeah.
Cannot fly. Not on our children. It cannot fly. Sorry. But no sorry, it not fly. It can't fly. That can't fly.
That can't fly.
No.
What's wrong with NCFC?
A lot of things wrong.
Right? They couldn't change the police minister, they need some changes in the NCFC. Put some people away. First of all, we could define what family is.
Exactly.
Number two, define what a child is, because they are the same one when we wanted to move the age of consent from 16 to 18 to, and then fight to it. Now I know why. Now I know why they don't want to move age of consent from 16 to 18. Because if you move marriage from 16 to 18, why you don't move sexual consent from 16 to 18?
Exactly.
Right? It's common sense. Yeah. But that because you want to pass legislation like this, so they need the statistics. Yeah. They need the statistics because the statistics now that between 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, that's the way they use to try validate this. But you never may have the statistics if you do what we say, which is move the age of consent from 16 to 18. Give the lead picnic, they want to rest. So someone is 16 to 18, the teacher then the bad thing. It's the same adults. There's the same adult professionals. We want to put them in their hand without parental consent. Some of them are the same one where they attack the picnic.
That's right. And the data they show that, Louis. So I don't know where these things could even possibly come from.
From the pit of hell.
From that only place.
From the pit of hell.
I remember one time minister cussed me out because I get up and I say how I work that Belize. And this ballet can show me a book and they talk about how man have anal sex with men and it's pleasurable. They teach the kids.
Teach the kids.
Yes, I had copies of. I probably still have the books there at home.
Yeah,
I probably burn it. I don't want to let you turn on my house, Louis. Yeah. Right?
And the minister cussed you out
because I got up and I said this, and he was so mad. He cussed me, never left. And I said, "What? I shocked that you and cuss me for this car. I know the lies. I have the book.
You got the book. Yeah.
I got evidence." But you never might teach my kids that.
Absolutely
not my children. I want to teach my kids about sexuality.
Absolutely.
Not you, sir, or you, mom, or whoever you are.
Parents, please understand, your children belong to you and not to the state. And they cannot use, because the fact that you have a small percentage of parents when they do their job, now they will use that small lead data to try to now create legislation for everybody. And so children belong to parents and not to the state. All right, we'll take a break and we'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine on PlusTV.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Infrastructure that impacts lives, provides opportunities, and enables the growth of communities and country. That has been the constant mission of the MIDH. The upgrading of the Guinea Grass Road has forged a vital link between the vibrant and productive communities of Shipyard, Guinea Grass, and the rest of Belize, which allows the smooth movement of goods and services. The transformation provided by meaningful infrastructure is very real.
We had really been struggling to transport these hoses on these roads, right? Since we have all the holes in the roads and stuff like that. We do not have that issue anymore, right? So now when we are delivering our house, it comes to its location in a 100% complete product, right?
Before this highway came into place, this Tor Hill to Guinea Grass highway, there was a lot of bad things going on in terms of the road. It was bad, potholes when it used to rain. People used to take a long time to come out and come into the village. And even teachers who are teaching here who have to commute find it very difficult to do their traveling every day.
Una gran diferencia, gran diferencia. En el tiempo que estaba la carretera, que no estaba pavimentada, era demasiado polvo demasiado. Y era como más despacio, andabas como más lento porque pues no podías ir rápido. Pero ahorita es un gran beneficio, la mera verdad es, yo creo que es lo mejor que el gobierno ha hecho. Yo estoy muy feliz, muy alegre con ello.
Well, now with this highway, now we have a lot of people, traversing the village. And our people in our village who have a small business like fast food, they're benefiting from that, no? Because people stop there in the morning, have their breakfast, and they go and continue their business.
Have business been increasing? Definitely. Yeah, we have realized when it comes to our customers, right? So we do not have the problems anymore that customer would say if they would call in, okay, where are you located, right? And I would say, we're located entrance of Shipyard. And then they would say, okay, we have to travel the bad road or whatever. So that's not a question anymore.
In the past, I believe these students used to struggle, meaning going on the bus or traveling on pickup. And it took long, they reached late to their classes. But right now, the transportation is accessible and the highway is accessible. So from Guinea Grass to their destination, to Orange Rock, to the high schools in Orange Rock, it takes less time. Right now, I believe teachers, people smile because it only takes minutes to reach from Vinegras to Tora Hill.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of your existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris Cree. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
This 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, your Belize City Council has taken early and decisive action to help mitigate the impacts of flooding. While our works and sanitation teams have long been preparing, this year we expanded our efforts through the CIMO Flood Mitigation Cleanup Campaign, allowing us to simultaneously target 6 flood-prone zones with enhanced coordination and additional manpower. This effort included clearing drains, removing debris, flushing critical points with vacuum trucks, and raising awareness on both sanitation and disaster preparedness in the Freetown Road, Queen Street, Dean Street, King Street, Berkeley Street, and Pound Yard areas.
Most of Belize City lies at or below sea level, which means that flooding is not always avoidable. But with the right planning and participation, its impact can be reduced.
While our efforts have prioritized these high-risk zones, we want to reassure residents that drainage works are also being carried out across other parts of the city as part of our ongoing maintenance plan.
We understand the risks that come with every hurricane season. That's why we've taken a proactive approach, investing in real underground work to keep our residents safe. This is more than a seasonal response. It's part of our broader flood mitigation and disaster readiness strategy. Because building a safe, resilient city is a year-round commitment.
Our approach is targeted. We have mapped high-risk areas and are clearing them systematically. This isn't just storm prep, it's essential city maintenance.
We've seen the damage that flooding can cause. We've seen that preparation matters. When both residents and council do their part, we make Belize City better prepared for whatever the season brings.
Beyond infrastructure, this is a call to civic responsibility. We're encouraging residents to work with us.
I know that the rainy season is about to come, and whenever it rains, this whole area, the water stuck and stay here because the drain clog, and all the water need is a little path for it to run to find a way out. So I realize the people are not take care right. I try to at least find a way for the water run out because they affect me tremendously.
Help keep drains clear, dispose of waste properly, and stay alert as we navigate the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season together.
Each and everyone aware that owns a property and have a property, we should maintain the drainage. We should maintain our yard, you know, that's basic.
And there's nothing wrong in maintaining the yard. We get up every day for grass. I pick up, I keep my rake, I keep my stone there, you know. We're hard in that.
Mitigation starts at home. Every household should be ready. Know where your nearest shelter is. Help to keep the drains around your property clear. Prepare an emergency kit and make sure your family knows what to do. These simple steps can help reduce the risk during any weather events this season.
Remember, stay current with information being shared by our CIMO unit, NEMO, and the Belize Meteorological Service.
Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Hello Bemapan, welcome back to the second segment in this series of the Trade License Act 2024. I'm Councillor Chris Enriquez, and today we'll be discussing your business productive footprint and how it impacts your trade license fee. Let's break it down. Your business's productive footprint is the square footage of the area where your operations are conducted. It excludes common spaces such as agricultural lands, lobbies, restrooms, stairways, parking lots, storerooms, and shared hallways, unless they are used for profit. Your business falls under an economic classification based on your business type. This classification, as well as your zone, will further determine the rate applied to your business.
Hi, I'm Lauren Milton. I'm the Evaluation Manager here at the Bemapan City Council. I know a lot of people keep wondering what we're measuring when we visit their business, so let's take a closer look at what productive footprint looks like for the different types of businesses. As you can see, we measure the area used for business purposes only. This includes retail space, dining areas, or workspaces. For example, here's how the productive footprint is calculated for a coffee shop, a supermarket, and an office space, specifically an accounting firm. Let's take a coffee shop for instance. Here we see the kitchen, the bar, and the dining areas as productive space. What's noteworthy here is that a restaurant and an ice cream parlor has similar productive space as a coffee shop. Next, we have a supermarket. For this business, we measure the entire retail floor, including aisles, checkout counters, and display areas. The storerooms and employee break areas are excluded since they are not used to generate direct sales. Lastly, we look at an accounting firm office. The productive footprint here includes the client reception, conference rooms, and workspaces where the business's services are provided. Excluded are areas like break rooms, restrooms, kitchen, and non-operational storage. As you can see, productive footprint is the usable square footage where your business is conducted. This excludes common areas like lobbies, restrooms, and parking spaces, except in cases where these areas are used for profit. Remember, productive footprint looks different for different businesses, so be sure to accurately measure your premise to ensure your fees reflect your footprint.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize.
Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday morning. It's the 18th of November and it's 8:45. I was talking about the young man from Parliament. Yeah, from the negative side, where I believe was the best. He was definitely the best, hands down. I don't know. I did not stay for the award ceremony, and so I can't tell you who the award, but I could tell you who I may win award just by virtue. So I think we queued up his speech. This is the against. He's the against. And as I said, it wasn't because I am against, but just by virtue of his delivery. His delivery was excellent. Yeah.
My notes.
Proceed.
Once again, we are here because the government has neglected to do their job and now are pretending to care. Today, they bring a bill that allows adults since 14 and older to access preventive health services without parental consent. And suddenly, they act like heroes. Suddenly, they act like they discovered that children need help. But where were they before the tragedies? Where were they when the students at Holy Redeemer Primary begged for mental health support after rise in bullying and depression cases last year? But where were they when the teenagers in San Pedro suffered in silence after gang violence left families broken? Belize has been losing children every year to violence, abuse, STIs, and depression because they have nowhere safe to go. And now the same government that neglected them wants applause for a bill that is incomplete, underfunded, and unplanned. Even now, this bill has no guarantee of confidentiality, no youth-friendly clinics, and no trained staff. Also, no budget. So what exactly is the government offering? A right with no access, a law with no protection, a promise with no plan. This is what the government always does. They wait until something becomes a crisis, then rush to pass a law so they can look good in the headlines. But young people don't care about the headlines, they care about real services. So yes, I, Orange Rock North area representative, support the idea behind this bill, but we refuse to rubber stamp an empty political showpiece. If the government is serious, then show the money, show the clinics, show the training, and show the plan. Until then, Belize youth do not need another speech. They need real action. Thank you.
Support that 14-year-olds and older will be able to access contraception, and that's all it.
14 years.
Yeah. And not just contraception. It's not just contraception. It's right across the board. Remember, you have gender affirming care where they make it way, right? Gender affirming care that where the children could take hormones for
change in gender,
and they want all of that. They want the child to be able to do without the parent, stop them without parental consent. So that's why they need this legislation. This legislation is really about giving children right without the parents being able to know or access or stop the child if the parent believes that the child is doing something.
If one parent burn down the clinic, blow up the building, they look frightened. Huh? They said they got a thing when they say touch me but not touch me picnic.
Right, exactly.
They're not serious matters.
But it shows you that
very serious matters.
It shows you that this bill does not come from Belize.
Yeah.
This bill is not a Belize
That's
bill.
right. So on puppet again on a string dancing.
Exactly. And then NCFC is trying to pull the string. So you can set up children to debate like that, but bring that to adults and you will see.
Of course.
You will see what will happen.
Of course.
Right.
It's a nonsensical bill.
The children parliament is the proof that children can be manipulated, why they need their parents present.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly, Louis. So it's crazy. Anyway, I don't know, man. It's
closing comments this morning, Kerm.
Louis,
time flies.
I'm telling you, there's a lot on the table, and man, let's see what's gonna come out of all of this. What's next? You know, to our political leaders, I must say, our ministers of government. I must say, when the people give you a mandate, a responsibility, your job is to be a good steward. You can't use that for no personal gain. I think it's even criminal now to do that, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's some laws. It's not for personal gain. It's not for corrupt acts. You know, when I was in the Senate, I got up and got in a lot of trouble. You know, we're about any kind of trouble, eh? We build kind of different, Louis. But I said that with the push-out bill, which is needed. But what happened to a bill to protect the outcry of the public against crime? And I couldn't believe some of the senators may going on like that. People who are in seats of authority were supposed to lead way, and they look out for best well-being and outcomes. To me, seem to have no interest. Like, then they move in a total different direction like this crazy NFCFC here. Right? And so, it puzzles me. And it tells us, Louis, as society needs us, who are people who have morals, who are right thinking, to be that check and balance. Because I don't know what about this power thing, but it looks like power corrupts indeed. You know, when you can't stand up for something that you know, okay, your granny teacher that may wrong, your grandpa tell you may wrong, but how you could sway so far to a next level now, where there are policies here, no make no sense at all. It puzzles me, Louis, and so we have to continue to be watchful and hold our leaders accountable for their decisions, their actions, and really hold them accountable. We have to really hold them accountable because when they do wrong, we have to do something about it. There has to be some legislation indeed to hold them accountable for based on the wrong that they do, just like other citizens. And so, you know, I'll close by saying, sometimes what we do in the dark, it comes to the light. And when it comes to the light, then we're exposed. And we can't blame nobody but ourselves.
The light will expose it, the Bible says.
That's right.
Come into the light.
Who you want to blame? That made your decision all along. All right, so this has happened time and time again, Louis. And I know why we don't learn from the mistakes of people in the past. Because time has proven ministers have done things in secrecy, and then it comes out to the light, and a big scandal, the reputation gone, never to be returned.
Yeah, it shows that they have no interest in governing for and on behalf of the people, that the interest is self-aggrandization and accumulation of wealth for their personal, for them and their families, for personal gain. So you cannot put the best people in the best portfolio for the best outcome for the people, because you are putting people for your own personal best outcome. The ones who will do the deal, the ones who will do the dirty work. So how will we improve as a nation if the people who we put there to make this, that's why we call them honorable, you know, because we anticipate that honorable people will make ordinary laws, and honorable people will make honorable laws and govern honorably. So this is a dishonor. This is a dishonor when a minister has to either be forced to resign, and you have this swirling wind of cartel activity, suspected cartel activity, I have to say, that he's being accused of. And so I don't think this will go quietly into the night, and it becomes a stain or another stain upon a government which claims that it wants to do the right thing on behalf of the people of Belize. So we will keep monitoring and keep talking, and let's keep praying as well that everything that's done in darkness, that it comes out into the light. From all of us here at Rise and Shine, God bless you, Belize. See you tomorrow. Great job. God bless you, Belize.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize.